Did you know that two vacation rentals with the exact same nightly rate can have completely different bottom lines? One might be thriving while the other struggles to break even. The reason? It all comes down to one key metric that too many hosts overlook: revenue per available rental day, also known as RevPAR. In this video, we're going to break down what RevPAR is, how to calculate it, and why understanding this metric could be a game changer your pricing strategy needs. Today I'm going to show you how RevPAR brings together your pricing and your occupancy into one clear, powerful number. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to calculate RevPAR, how to use it to assess your property's performance, and why this metric deserves a front row seat in your pricing decisions. Let's begin with the basics. RevPAR stands for Revenue Per Available Rental Day. This metric tells you how much revenue your property earns on average for each day that it's available to rent, whether or not it's actually booked on those days. Think about it like this. If your property is available for 30 nights in a month, but only gets booked for 15 of those nights, you're not bringing in revenue on those other 15 nights. RevPAR helps you understand your total earning power across all available days, not just the days when your calendar is full. RevPAR is important because it accounts for both your pricing and your occupancy at the same time. It's not enough to just know how often you're booked, and it's not enough to know what your nightly rate is. You need to know how those two numbers work together to tell the full story of your property's performance. The formula for calculating RevPAR is straightforward. You simply take your total revenue and divide it by the total number of nights available. RevPAR equals total revenue divided by total available nights. We'll go deeper into how to calculate this in the next section. At this point, you might be wondering why RevPAR is so important. Why not just focus on your occupancy rate or your average nightly rate? Well, the answer is simple. Looking at either your occupancy or your nightly rate in isolation can give you a distorted view of how your property is actually performing. For example, let's say your occupancy rate is very high. On paper, that sounds great. But if you've had to slash your prices to fill your calendar, your total revenue may still be underwhelming. On the flip side, maybe you're charging a premium rate, but your occupancy is low. Again, your income might not be as high as you think. RevPAR bridges that gap. It helps you understand whether your pricing strategy is truly effective by combining both your occupancy and your rate into a single, easy-to-understand number. When your RevPAR is strong, it usually means you found the right balance between price and occupancy. There are two main ways to calculate RevPAR, and both will get you the same result. The first method is to take your total revenue and divide it by the total number of available nights. For example, if your property was available for 30 nights last month and you made $3,000 in revenue, your RevPAR would be $100. RevPAR equals $3,000 divided by 30 available nights. That gives you $100 per available rental day. The second method is to use two other familiar metrics: your average daily rate, or ADR, and your occupancy rate. In this formula, you simply multiply your ADR by your occupancy rate. So if your ADR is $200 and your occupancy rate is 50%, you would multiply 200 by 0.5, giving you $100. Same result. Whether you use the revenue formula or the ADR and occupancy formula depends on what data you have available. Both are equally valid. Let's walk through a specific example so you can see exactly how this works. Imagine you're managing a property where the nightly rate is $200. Your listing was available for the full 30 days of the month. Out of those 30 days, you booked 15 nights. Your occupancy rate is 50%, since 15 out of those 30 nights were booked. You earned a total of $3,000 in revenue that month, 15 booked nights at $200 per night. To calculate RevPAR using the first formula, you take your total revenue of $3,000 and divide it by 30 available nights. That gives you a RevPAR of $100. To double check, you can use the second formula. Multiply your ADR of $200 by your occupancy rate of 50%, or 0.5. 200 times 0.5 equals $100. No matter which formula you use, RevPAR for this month is $100. This number tells you that on average, your property brought in $100 per day for each day it was available to rent. Now that you know how to calculate RevPAR, the real question is, how do you use this information to make smarter decisions for your rental? Well, first, use RevPAR to track your property's performance over time. Look at how much your RevPAR changes month to month, season to season. Are there any certain times of the year where your revenue per available night dips? Are there periods where it spikes? Second, use your RevPAR to compare your property's performance against similar listings in your area. Are you outperforming your market, or is there room for improvement? This is where tools like AirDNA come in, providing you with market benchmarks you need to make informed comparisons. Third, use your RevPAR insights to adjust your pricing strategy. If your RevPAR is constantly lower than your comps, it might be time to reevaluate your nightly rates or improve your listing quality. Maybe you need to add high demand amenities like a hot tub or pet-friendly features. Or maybe photos and description aren't doing enough to attract bookings. RevPAR gives you the clarity to make these decisions based on real data, not guesswork. So why does RevPAR matter so much? Because it answers one of the most important questions any host can ask. Am I actually maximizing the revenue potential of my property? It's easy to focus how often your calendar is filled, and it's tempting to celebrate a high occupancy rate. But the real goal is not just to stay booked, it's to earn the most you can for the nights your property is available. RevPAR keeps you focused on the big picture. It helps you avoid the trap of chasing occupancy at the expense of profitability. And when you use RevPAR alongside other key metrics like ADR and occupancy, you have the complete toolkit to make smart, strategic pricing decisions. If you want to grow your short-term rental business, understanding RevPAR isn't optional, it's essential. Want to see how your RevPAR stacks up against other properties in your area? You can click the link in the description to explore AirDNA and see metrics like RevPAR, average daily rate, and more for any Airbnb market in the world. If this video helped you better understand RevPAR and how to use it in your pricing strategy, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We share data-backed insights and tips to help you grow your short-term rental business with confidence. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.